Om. Om. Om Sahanavavatu Sahanao Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Vamsha Rishibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhyah. Om Yerime Gurubhi Purvam Padavakya Pramanatah Vyakyata Sarva Vedantaha Ta Nityam Pranatosmyaham. समस्त योगाचार्येभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्याचार्येभ्यो श्रुति स्मृति पुराण इतिहास शास्त्रेभ्यो नमः. श्रुतिमात्रे नमः. परब्रह्मणे नमः. अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः. Like every day, let us just chant for 11 times these two names. First one is Hiranyagarbhaya Kapila Maharshaye Namaha. Then Patanjali Maharshaye Namaha 11 times. Request them to bless us with the correct, complete, detailed, deep understanding of this Yoga Sutra, followed by practice as well as the experience. Okay. Hiranyagarbhaya Kapila Maharshaye Namaha. Okay. Om Shri Hiranyagarbhaya Kapila Maharshaye Namaha. 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 Now Om Shri Patanjali Maharshaye Namaha. 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 Salutations to the Lord, to the entire Guru Parampara, Shruti Mata we have done. Now from last 2 days we have taken up the study of a new text. The text name is Patanjali Yoga Darshanam. Clear? So, immediately the clarity is what? Out of the 6 main darshanas of Sanatana Dharma, Nyaya, Vaisheshika, Sankhya, Yoga, Karma Mimamsa or Purva Mimamsa and the Uttara Mimamsa, out of these 6, the Yoga Darshanam, Yoga philosophy is one. And this Yoga Darshana and Uttara Mimamsa Darshana, they are so close to each other that both of them talk finally about the establishment of the ultimate self as moksha. Tada drashtuhu swarupe avasthanam is the goal of yoga. That's called Kaivalya, Asamprajna Samadhi, Dharmamega Samadhi. In this way, various names will come. We are going to discuss it. And what Vedanta says, yat sakshat aparokshat brahma or aham brahmasmi or aham sachidananda brahma asmi. So in this way, yoga and the Vedanta, they are so closely knit in their ultimate goal. Point 1. Point 2 is what? Vedanta gives us the Siddhanta Jnanam of the Tattva in more detail. Practical aspect, it imagines or expects that the one who is coming to study Vedanta is fully fit for that. What yoga sadhana does is makes one fully fit and perfect by giving him all the trainings of maturing and trainings of fully controlling, curving the entire prakriti. So, कारण से लेकर स्थूल तक का, after which alone the Vedanta indicated, the Sankhya indicated, the self or the truth is realized. Point 2. Point 3 is what? Whenever we are studying any of the textbook, there are two aspects in that. One, the content of the book, understanding of it, practice of it, getting benefit of it. Second is the authenticity of the book and the author, etc. So the authenticity aspect, couple of minutes only we will discuss. Then we go into the content. Our main purpose is content in the first round. We are not scholars, we are not great sadhakas. We are only a small little infant toddlers who have just entered into spirituality, trying to taste a bit of all main our darshanas or shastras. The Vedanta we studied, Bhakti we studied, Karma we are doing studying, Yoga we are doing. As Ishvara Krupa, Bhagavad Krupa grows in us, we will be deeply understanding each one of them, exhaustively understanding each one of them. The position of theirs in our sadhana also slowly will be mature to understand. It may take 1 or 2 lives, let it take, धीरे धीरे होएगा वो, कोशिश करते जाओ तो हो जाएगा. Is it not? Anyone when is trying anything is getting mastery in that. Whether it's a sadhu, whether it's a criminal, anybody. So we are all doing this, it will slowly give us the maturity in course of time. Never mind. So, Yoga Darshanam. And it is Patanjali Yoga Darshanam. Now, the Patanjali ji has given only the Sutra Rupa to the already existing the Yoga Sadhana. Be clear about it. That is why nowhere in the entire sutras he mentions his name as he is the giver. Like in Narada Sutra, Narji says, Narada Proktam toward the end. Even Badarayana Sutras, we can see the Badarayana ji has given those things. So be clear about it. Patanjali ji is not the author of Yoga Sadhana. He is the composer of the Yoga Sadhana in the Sutra form, which itself is a great, great, great work. And who is this Patanjali ji? Where was he? And all those details. So much of discussions are done in so many books by so many pandits. So many variety of details they gave. The summary of all are few. First of all, the Patanjali is said to be belonging to the Kashmir area. Because of his other writings, those references and examples are given. In the area of Kashmir, don't ask Indian Kashmir or Pak Kashmir, what are POK. All are one only. एक दिन पिज़ारा पाकिस्तान, बांग्लादेश, बर्मा सब इंडिया में मिल जाएंगे. कब तक दूर रहेंगे वो? सब आ जाएंगे इसी में. So he place wise he belongs to the Kashmiri Sthala. Point 1. Second one, the time wise he is said to be 2000 years before the Christ. Patanjali ji. Clear? Time. It is somewhere it is mentioned. I am mentioning you just to feel some historical things about it. Third thing is said about is he is from Brahmana community, which belongs to a Nagu type of a clan in them. And therefore, he is also said to be the Bhagavan Naga or Adishesha or Shesha Ananta alone has come in the form of this Patanjali Rishi, they say. About Patanjali ji, these are the very many main important three things. The fourth very essential thing about Sri Patanjali Rishi is what? He is not only the giver of the Yoga Sutras, but he is the master of the two more great contributions also of him. Total three. Many other, but these three are main. One is he has given the Yoga Sutras, Patanjali Yoga Sutra, Sutra Paddhata of the whole Yoga Sadhana, a systematic treatise of entire Yoga Sadhana which was scattered so far everywhere earlier. Second, he is said to be the giver of the Ayurveda, also in the book Rupa called like Charaka Samhita. Charaka is the Ayurveda Acharya. He is the one who discovered all the Ayurveda Vidya. But that Pustakam on Charaka and his contribution to the Ayurveda, Granthita or Grathita Rupa, is given by Patanjali. Patanjali is the one giver of the Charaka Samhita, in which the Ayurveda is there for the entire physiological health. Then the Patanjali is the one who has given the Mahabhashya to the grammar sutras given by the Panini. 5,500 or some number of sutras are there. For making us understand those grammatical sutras, the Patanjali has given Mahabhashya. So he is a Yoga Sutra Karta, the Mahabhashya Karta, as well as he is the Karta of the Charaka Samhita. Thus, in many places, the Patanjali is praised and worshipped and saluted for all these contributions. By giving the Charaka Samhita, he catered to the need of all the humanity at their physical health level. His contribution at the physical health level through the Charaka Samhita. And by giving the Mahabhashya, he has blessed or given everybody his own Karuna by giving that Mahabhashya all the detailed abilities regarding how to speak and makes the thing happen. तो शरीर के रक्षणा के लिए, वाणी के रक्षणा और सदुपयोग के लिए जो महाभाष्य के द्वारा he has blessed us. And by giving the yoga sutras, how to purify the chitta and transcend that chitta or mana buddhi and recognize the self. In that way also, Sri Patanjali has blessed all of us. He has contributed us to us in all these three ways. Therefore, in the tradition, he is, by mentioning these three, saluted. We salute to that Patanjali Rishi, who by these three contribution of three texts has helped the human kind or mankind and all these three fronts. Naturally, this also makes us understand in Narayana only, Adishesha only must have come in this form to give all these three beautiful things. This is another thing about Sri Patanjali ji. Then if he is not the one who is the giver of yoga sadhana, who is given that? And in Mahabharatam, in some of the other texts, etc., the references come that this yoga darshana, earlier it is called as one common name called as Sankhya Yoga, is given by the Hiranyagarbha Bhagavan when he came as the Kapila avatar. Therefore, the Hiranyagarbha and Kapila. Some places they say Hiranyagarbha, some places they Kapila Muni, and in some places they somehow historically prove that the Hiranyagarbha himself is Kapila Muni. And for your and our quietness, consolation, and happiness, Hiranyagarbha only as Kapila Avatara, he gave Sankhya Yoga. Sankhya is theoretical part of the Paramatma Tattva, which is Vedanta. Vedanta and Sankhya are not different. In the Sankhya Darshanam, they do the Prakriti Purusha Viveka and all, and that is little different from the Vedanta. Vedanta talks about Ekamevadvayam Brahma. So that Ekamevadvayam Brahma said by the Vedantin is the Sankhya aspect given by the Kapila Muni Hiranyagarbha in his Sankhya Yoga. And to accomplish that theory, practically whatever is to be done of curbing, controlling, transcending the Prakriti, he gave in the form of yoga. Together he gave. That's why in our Bhagavatam, if you read, he gave Sankhya Yoga to his mother, and having he left, his mother practiced yoga and realized the self. That is what is written. Clear? Fourth point. Fifth point, later on, the Kapila Muni's direct disciple, they say, Ishvara Krishna, he took the Sankhya aspect and developed it. Did the prachara of it further, etc. Siddhanta. Then after some years, this Patanjali is not direct disciple of the Kapila Muni. Oh, lot of thousands of years difference is there in between. Kapila Muni तो बहुत पहले के हैं. Then the yoga aspect of that sadhana point, Patanjali ji has developed in the form of these sutras and passed on to his next generations. So this is how what we are studying the Patanjali Yoga Darshan has some details to know. So giver is Hiranyagarbha Kapila Muni, developer and made in the Sutra Rupa is our Patanjali ji. Patanjali ji also is a master of the Yoga and Mahabhashya. That's how his great contribution for all of us. It is one of the six darshanas which independently when studied enough to give us moksha. Therefore, all those who are studying Vedanta, they reject karma, bhakti, ashtanga, sab karte hain. That is not correct approach. If that is so, only one type of Veda, Shastra or Paddhati should have been developed in our Hinduism, Sanatana Dharma. All of them are there means all of them are required. But at different period of time, the gurus, when they see the people are lagging behind in one thing, then they insist upon that for development of it. Not with the intention that the further generation become fanatic about it to the extent of denying other things. That is the later on generation when they have not tuned to the Guru and in their own ignorances and insufficiencies, they misinterpret and become fanatics. That's how the Buddha is different from Buddhism. You know, the Jaina Acharya are different from Jainism. The Christ is different from Christianity. You know, what Guru Nanak Dev taught and what now the Sikhs they follow. So if they are not very much tuned to the master, no, exactly what the master say, they can't understand. Then they go on doing their own interpretation for master's writings or the works. Like if I don't tune myself to Puja Gurudev, I will interpret his works or his writings in my own way. And I say it is his. And he is thinking like all the people who struggled for freedom of India. They are in their own burial ground getting frustrated for these useless fellows. We sacrificed our lives and brought the freedom. Bewakoof log. They are worried. They never thought that it will be like that. They thought India once become freed from that Britishers and all. Then all the culture, tradition, spirituality is developed. इस दृष्टि से उन्होंने फ्रीडम मंगाया तो आने का क्या हुआ देखो. They never thought it like that. No discoverer of the TV inventor thought that with the TV people will destroy their life. No cell phone discoverer thought that people will waste their time and energy in that. You understood? But that's how the first, say, next generations, if they are not pure in the heart, if they are not pakka in their understanding of what is its purpose, always there is a chance for misinterpreting, misusing them. That is not the problem or the mistake of the originator. इलेक्ट्रिसिटी डिस्कवर करने वाला इसने नहीं डिस्कवर किया कि रात रात भी इलेक्ट्रिसिटी के द्वारा टीवी लगा के देखते रहो तुम्हारा दिन पूरा बिगाड़ो बट हो रहा है all the night and day is wasted only because of electricity because electricity is continuously flowing then we are using all gadgets and wasting our days and nights there should we blame the electricity for that should we blame the discoverer of electricity for that you can't say they have not done it for that purpose. In the same way, each of the acharyas, when they need of that hour or generation, keeping in mind, when they give prominence importance to one thing, in their mind all are required, but at this moment this is more required. So they give more importance to that in that small lifespan which they live. अब कितने साल जीते हम 32 साल शंकर भगवान जी है कोई 40-50 बस उतना ही हम तो 20-21 साल में ही सारा काम करके चले गए योगी लोग like Sant Gnaneshwar and all. What a great amount of work he has done, but he lived only 21 years. 21 only. In that only he has written commentary on Gita, so many books he wrote and all he taught to all disciples. 21 में then सहज समाधि में चले गए. But at that time when they give next generations, if they don't understand it, like some of the cults recently starting from last 70-80 years, they deny the Rama, the Krishna, the Devatas, the Vedas and all. And what that person said, that alone is ultimate they consider, and they are rejecting or denying all other people. You can see the arguments happening. Slowly, as the generations pass, those things become again cults, deviating from the original. Problem ये होता है. By the way, that's not our topic. The topic is what? Sadhana is what is required to be done for evolution at that time. That is sadhana. And depending on each one's stage of evolution, that sadhana is required. Therefore, all sadhanas are valid or required. Karma, bhakti, jnana, yoga. All the sadhanas are essential for life. Never ever have any doubt in this regard. So today we have discussed about the historical aspects of this yoga paddhati of realization called as Yoga Darshanam. And the book form is brought to us by, Sutra form is brought to us by this great saint Patanjali ji. Originally, who has given what are the historical times, all of that also we saw. Now, there are two things we have to discuss of these Patanjali's Yoga Sutras. One is what is there in it. Second is who are the ones who gave the bhashya. Tomorrow we'll see of who are the ones who gave commentaries on it. So many. And which is more authentic, more valid, following which what exactly the intention of the Rishiji, Patanjaliji, even Kapilaji of giving this Ankhya Paddhati to a greater extent we understand. Because anything understanding depends on the explainer and commentator also. एक एक बंदा एक एक को इम्पोर्टेंस देकर वही करेक्ट कहते हैं. लाइक आई टोल्ड यू गीता 100 Gita has got maximum commentaries in the world of Hindu texts. Okay, each one in their own interest, they talk Gita as this for this main purpose, and those quotations they give. Some people talk about Sarvadharman, Parityaja, they say Bhagavad Gita is talking about Sharanagati Bhakti. Some people they just cull out all slokas of Gita, telling about karma. They say Gita is karma pradhan only. That the Tilaka Gita Rahasya, Balagangadhar, he says Gita is only for karma. Is it not? Some people study the Vedanta part of that. Brahmano hi pratishthaham amritasya aur esha brahmi sthiti partha nainam prapi vimuhyati. Then ज्ञेयं यत्तत् प्रवक्ष्यामि यज्ञात्वा अमृतमश्नुते अनादिवत् परं ब्रह्म न सत्तन्न सदुच्यते सर्वतः पाणिपादं तत् सर्वतोक्षिशिरोमुखम्. In each of the chapters, मया ततमिदं सर्वं जगदव्यक्तमूर्तिना मत्स्थानि सर्वभूतानि मत्तः परतरं नान्यत् किञ्चिदस्ति धनञ्जय. In these quotations they give and say the Vedanta is the subject of Bhagavad Gita. And those who study only 6th chapter, they say Gita is talking only about yoga. Yoga. Whole chapter 6 of Gita is nothing but putting in his language the Yoga Sutras only completely. Yoga Sadhana only. But Yoga Sutras came later, Gita was before. So, in this Yoga Sutras, Patanjali ka kya hai? Who are the people who have commented? Which commentary is little followable for the clear understanding? Little of that we touch tomorrow. Today we will just see in 2 minutes only and conclude what is this whole Yoga Sutras containing. As I told you yesterday, 196 sutras are there. Sutra is what? A big thing is put in a small form is sutra. The capsule form, the formula form. The two things are there, Sutra and Vyasa. Sutra Paddhati is concisely precise form telling, explaining that is called as Vyasa Paddhati. Vyasa means Vistruti, expansion is called Vyasa. Sutra is Sutra Paddhati. In a small form, capsule form. So in the Sutra Rupa, entire yoga philosophy, yoga darshana is given. 196 Sutra. It is divided into 4 Pada. It's all for the sake of preserving and establishing the continuity, bringing under one topic. Like knowledge is one, by the Lord given. But it is developed into so many branches. And in that branches, again, sub-branches have come. For the world's sustenance, for the Jiva's requirement, Bhagavan has given knowledge. And that knowledge is not even in the science also. One particular branch is developed, we call it as physics. Another is called as chemistry, another is called as mathematics, another called as something. देखो, इसमें एक एक नॉलेज सब मिलकर ज्ञान बनता है. एक बंदे को सब चाहिए, लेकिन सब एक ही बंदा डेवलप नहीं कर सकता. देयरफॉर ए ब्रांच ऑफ पीपल हैव टेकन अ फिजिक्स एंड डेवलप्ड, another branch took chemistry and developed. Is that chemistry and physics contradictory to each other? No, they are complementary only. For what? For a human being, he should know physics both as well as chemistry, all. So to the linguists, language is required, grammar required. All these are branches of one knowledge only. All put together is knowledge. All knowledges only completely make a man complete. How many branches are developed? सब मिलकर होता है. So here also. So the four padas, 196 sutras. Patanjali Yoga Sutra. Be clear. Patanjali Yoga Darshanam, we call it as. The first one is called Samadhi Pada. Second is called as Sadhana Pada. Third called as Vibhuti Pada. Fourth is called Kaivalya Pada. So Sasa Vikai. Samadhi, Sadhana, Vibhuti and Kaivalya. By heart karo isko. So I am making you familiar with the text. Then slowly we'll enter into Sutra. With Sadashiva Brahmendra Bhashya we study. Then once I get that Vyasa Bhashya book, and that also. Then the Maharaja Bhashya is there of the Raja Bhoja. अब देखो कौन सा हम कर सकते हैं. हमको मुख्य सूत्रों को अपने लेवल पे समझकर from that sadhana we should call out and do. Whether we study Bhagavatam or Ramayana or this, it is not information or entertainment. It is only conviction of means and goal and really following the means to reach the goal. We are not time pass brand. So here also we try to see them. So we are made familiar slowly with the text. So the Samadhi Pada, Sadhana Pada, Vibhuti Pada and the Kaivalya Pada, these are the four padas in Patanjali Yoga Sutras. Clear? In Samadhi Padam, what do you have is the Lakshanas of the yoga are explained. What is the yoga sadhana actually? And then for achieving that yoga, the most important sadhanas, Lakshana of the yoga is explained. योग क्या है, योग का फल क्या है, वो बताते हुए ये योग साधना का साधनाएं क्या है, प्राइमरी वर्स दे आर एक्सप्लेन्ड, secondary one they are explained. Clear? The primary sadhana for achieving the yoga sthiti said by the prathama samadhi pada are abhyasa vairagya. Those who cannot do that, for them Ishvara pranidhana is said. While doing so, in the Samadhi Pada only, for the moksha, the obstruction is chitta and vrittis. So, how many types of chitta vrittis are there? How they trouble us and obstruct us? How those chitta has to be purified and transcended? All of they are spoken in the first Samadhi Pada. Clear? In the second Pada, the Sadhana Pada, we are told about the third level of sadhana. That is called as Kriya Yoga Sadhana. Not Kriya Yoga, which is very familiar, many people talk about. In this, Kriya Yoga is different. In the Patanjali Yoga Sutra, Tapaswadhyaya Yashara Pranidhanani Kriya Yoga. That is how he gives the sutra. Then he explains Tapaha, he explains Swadhyaya, then he says Ishvara Pranidhana, Ityadi. So they all come in the second Pada called as Sadhana Pada. In that only the Pancha Kleshas are taken and how to destroy or eliminate them is taken, and the relation between Drashta and Dushyam, all of them are told. Here only in the second Pada come the Ashtanga Yoga. The Ashtanga Yoga is the third level of sadhana, not the ultimate. Ultimate is Abhyasa Vairagya. That's what in Gita. Abhyasa entu kaunteya Vairagyana cha gruhyate. The second level is Ishvara Pranidhana. Third level is the Ashtanga Yoga. So, if we can't do Abhyasa Vairagya Ishvara Pranidhana, we must at least do the Ashtanga Yoga for the Nirodha of the Vritti, so that we establish in ourself. This is how the Sadhana Pada talks about it. Then in the third one, Vibhuti Pada, in that the Dharana Dhyana, all of them are exhaustively developed. They are called Antaranga Sadhanas. With those dharana, dhyana, samadhi, kavala, samyamita chitta, when that is developed, how that can be used for the variety of the siddhis explained. Siddhis achievement is only a secondary thing which is explained here. Primarily is this antakarana, antaranga sadhana, dharana, dhyana, ityadi. If we master it, it is used for discovering the presence of the self. That is Atma Anubhuti, we call in Vedanta. In Yoga Bhasha, it's called as Viveka Khyati. The Viveka Khyati is, Khyati means Jnanam. Through the Viveka, the Jnanam of the eternal existing Paramatma is given, is gained. That is the sadhana, a phala to be gained through sadhana after doing the internal sadhana of the dharana, dhyana, ityad. This all comes in the Vibhuti Pada, third one. Okay, yeah. Then in the fourth Kaivalya Pada, then the word itself says the ultimate purpose of all the yoga is to gain to the Kaivalya Moksha. That is exhaustively discussed. And that Kaivalya Sthiti is called as one particular word used for Veda, in the yoga, called as Dharma Megha Samadhi. देखो साधना मोक्ष एक ही होता है. In Vedanta, the bhasha used is that. In the yoga, bhasha is used this. Clear? And why we have to study yoga? Because it complements to the Vedantic Brahma Jnanam. How? By eliminating the bigger than big obstacles on any path, especially Vedanta, the inner mind and its total unruliness. Vedanta throws that burden only on the seeker. It never only tells about Shamadhamadi and all of that with little explanation, but pura burden हमारे ऊपर छोड़ता है. But then where to go? We go to the yoga. In the yoga, the Guru Yoga Marga, same Guru only. He teaches all the yoga sadhana by which all the obstacles are removed for the experience of what is said by the Vedanta. Clear? So you can see through yoga we transcend Prakriti, through Sankhya or the Vedanta we reach to Paramatma and get liberated. In the Vedanta, the Paramatma aspect is explained more, other thing is not explained much. In the yoga, the other thing is elaborately told. Obviously, the purpose of it is the moksha and kaivalya only. This is how this much for our today's class. When we come tomorrow, who are the Bhashyakaras? For 5-6 minutes we see, and 5-6 minutes we'll spend in seeing the presence of the yoga sadhana in the Upanishads, in Bhagavad Gita, in all other things. Thoda thoda. Then, most probably tomorrow only, we will start our study of each of the sutra from first pada onwards. Clear? Now today, as every day we are doing some sutras, Parayanam we do. ॐ अथ पतञ्जलि योगदर्शनं पारायणम् अथ प्रथमः पादः समाधिपादः ॐ अथ योगानुशासनं योगः चित्तवृत्तिनिरोधः तदा द्रष्टुः स्वरूपे अवस्थानं वृत्तिसारूप्यम् इतरत्र वृत्तयः पञ्चतयः क्लिष्टाः अक्लिष्टाः प्रमाण विपर्यय विकल्प निद्रा स्मृतयः प्रत्यक्ष अनुमान आगमाः प्रमाणानि विपर्ययो मिथ्याज्ञानम् अतद्रूप प्रतिष्ठम् शब्दज्ञानानुपाति वस्तुशून्यो विकल्पः अभाव प्रत्यय आलम्बना वृत्तिः निद्रा अनुभूत विषय असंप्रमोषः स्मृतिः अभ्यास वैराग्याभ्यां तन्निरोधः तत्र स्थितौ यत्नोऽभ्यासः सः तु दीर्घकाल नैरन्तर्य सत्कारा सेवितो दृढभूमिः दृष्ट अनुश्रविक विषय वितृष्णस्य वशीकार संज्ञा वैराग्यं तत्परं पुरुषख्यातेः गुणवैतृष्ण्यम्. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you, friends. We'll conclude here. Om Shanti. In this way, other